Good evening, everybody, and thank you for being here. My name is Kathy Kerr, and I'm the Executive Director of Casa of Franklin County, and we're just pleased to have you here on such a beautiful night to congratulate and help us welcome our new Guardian Ad Litems, our new class. We're so thrilled to have you on the Casa team. For those of you that don't know, CASA stands for Court-Appointed Special Advocates. And for the family and friends that are here this evening, I'm going to just take a moment to tell you a little bit about CASA, and we're going to get on with the ceremony. But basically, Court-Appointed Special Advocates, or CASA, is a nonprofit organization that has been in Franklin County for about 25 years. And the purpose of CASA is to train community volunteers to become guardian ad litems to abused and neglected children. And how that usually works is, the Ohio law says that every abused and neglected child, that they're usually in foster care, the kids that we work with, they have to also be assigned a guardian ad litem, GAL for short. And in this county, you either get a court-appointed attorney that works in that area, or you get a CASA. And we like to think that we do a better job of representing the children that's in our care. What happens is these folks, they commit to over 30 hours of training, partly online and partly in person. They've been meeting as a group for several weeks. You made it. It's over. And once they have completed the training, learning how to work with abused children, the laws of the county, how to work in the courtrooms with the magistrates, how to do court reports, how to interview children that have been sexually abused. Once they complete the training, then tonight happens, which is when they will be sworn in by Magistrate Hudson this evening, and they will become an officer of the court. And that's a really, really, really big deal, because their role, is to make sure that the children that you're going to be represented, the cases that you're going to be working on with our CASA staff, they don't fall through the cracks. Most of them are living a nightmare. They may have been sexually, emotionally, physically abused. They may have been in several foster homes by now. They may be separated from their siblings. They don't know when they're going to see their mom or dad next. It's a very, very sad situation. A lot of the families that we work with have addiction problems, the parents do, or mental health problems, and unfortunately, their children suffer the most. That's why we're here, and that's why we have this wonderful group of folks before us this evening. As a CASA volunteer, they will be visiting these children at least once a month, and they are going to be there for these children till they are out of their nightmare. Oftentimes, you will be the only consistent, caring adult in these young children's lives until they're in a safe and permanent home. And that's why this program is so important, and this is why it's so important that we continue to recruit and attract volunteers such as the folks that we have here tonight. We have 3 big classes a year, and we're always in need of more and more volunteers. So as you get to hear more from your friends and family about what they're going to be doing here, working with these children, If you feel like this is something you'd like to do, or other folks that you know, we would love to hear from you. With that, I'm going to turn this over to our Director of Volunteer Management, Beverly Robinson. But just prior to that, I would like to introduce our Casa staff. I know they're here. I'd like for them to stand up, please. And they're in the back, if they could stand up and wave. They will be working with all of you, as you know. Thank you. Our case managers and our attorneys in particular will be working with you and helping guide you through this process. So Beverly has been with us for over a year now, and I'm sure you've gotten to know her quite well. And we're thrilled to have her. She seems to have a very nurturing and a spirit that is contagious, and I hope that all of you have enjoyed your training and have felt like you're ready to go and meet your kids. So with that, Beverly.
Welcome. Thank you for coming out to celebrate such a special occasion. I'm kind of waiting for one of our volunteers. I feel like for the last 4 weeks I've been kind of getting everybody together like my little kittens. I see Nancy Cody. I'm kind of trying to find her. I want you to come over and be with us. I'm gathering everybody together. But I want to thank them. I want you to stand up because I want to thank you for helping to make this pre-service training a great success for spring 2017. So please stand up so we can clap for them because they help behind the scenes. Kathy. Now I want you to just take time, family and friends, to just really congratulate and welcome and thank our volunteers that are going to be sworn in tonight, because they work very hard to be with us with the grueling online training, the interviews, and the courtroom observation, all the different things that I've asked and what was required. They have been able to follow through and get it done. So they've already shown their commitment to us, that they are ready to serve our children. So let's just take a moment just to really congratulate them for their hard work. I do want you guys to know that we as a team at Casa of Franklin County, we are here to support you. And so we'll be walking with you and holding your hand. Myself as the Director of Volunteer Management and our staff, attorneys and our case managers, we're here for you. So you're not going out in the world by yourself to do this. And we want to tell them what we talked about the first day of training. We came up, this is the special team of spring through 2017. We talked about just being one voice. So if you guys would stand up for me as a class. We said we would be a little different. If we just had one voice, we wouldn't be able to say anything. But if we all used our voice together, we would be able to help with the greater cause of what we are here for, to advocate for our children. So we just gonna, if you would just do this exercise with me, we're gonna just say one voice, because that's what we do. We have a voice to advocate for abused and neglected children. So if you're ready, as we've been going through together with training, we're just gonna say one voice. If you're ready, one voice. And that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna be together going through this process, having one voice to help carry out our mission. So as we move forward, we're going to show you our video. You guys can take your seats. Thank you. We're going to show you a video so that you'll see what we do.
I am for the child who has been abused, the child who is afraid to go home,
who thinks it's her fault, who is forced to keep a secret or else.
I am for the child who has been neglected,
the child who does not know where his next meal is coming from,
who must fend for herself and her little sister.
Alone.
The child who has never been to a doctor or a dentist.
I am for the child who was taken away
for her own protection.
The child who is now in foster care, who does not know how long he'll be there,
or who these people are. or if she should trust them. I am for her.
The child who is in his third,
Fourth, fifth,
Sixth foster home this year.
the child who has attended 4 schools in 2 years.
Who sits in back of yet another class surrounded by strangers.
believing in his heart that no one
cares. I am for her. The child who has never been told
that he is loved,
that she is smart, beautiful,
Talented.
worthy,
that she is strong,
courageous,
that she is somebody. I am for her.
The child who one day will turn 18 and will be surrendered to the world.
I am for that child.
So I am there for that child.
To listen to her,
to speak for her,
To champion without compromise for what's in his best interest.
Because if I am,
If I am there for her, I know she will be half as likely to languish in foster care.
and that much more likely to find a safe, permanent home.
she is the child I am for.
He is the child I am for.
They are the children I am for.
She is the child I am for.
the child I am for is him.
Who am I?
Who am I?
Who am I?
I'm a Casa volunteer.
I am you.
I am for the child.
I'm for the child.
I'm for the child.
I'm for the child.
I am 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 very proud to have trained you, and I'm looking forward to seeing you develop as advocates over the next few years. Lastly, I would like to thank the friends and family members that have come out today to support our wonderful new set of volunteers for spring 2017. They will need your continued love and support as they do their work, and I hope that their enthusiasm for this work will inspire you one day to want to be an advocate as well. I'm going to read a little. I want to tell you a brief story of the starfish. The old man walked along the beach until he came across a young boy who was throwing something into the small breaking waves. Upon closer inspection, the old man could see that the boy was tossing stranded starfish from the sandy beach back into the shallows. "What are you doing, young man?" he asked knowingly. "Don't you know you can't make a difference to all these dying starfish?" The boy looked as he threw another starfish. "I just made a difference to that one." Now I'm going to introduce Magistrate Woodrow Hudson to come before you. He's going to say a few words before we swear in our volunteers.
Thank you. My name is Magistrate Hudson. I've been with the court for 23 years now, and the full head of gray hair started almost immediately when I took the bench. I always describe this as the toughest job you're ever going to love. I know you hear that phrase from time to time from people, but it's a reality here. My friends are always asking me, and your friends are going to ask you, how do you hear that every day, and how do you sleep at night? The actuality is I sleep very well at night because I'm fortunate that I have a job where I make a difference in the life of a child. And all of you now are afforded that same opportunity where you're going to get an opportunity to make a difference in the life of a child. And that's a huge responsibility. And it's absolutely correct. Reality is, with your 30 hours, you are better trained than the guardians that come into my courtroom. They do 6 or 8. You've done 30. So don't doubt your skills because you possess them and you've been trained well. I've seen it for years. It is true that the best guardians we have are you folks. We respect your opinion, and it means so much to us because we know that you're not there to get a paycheck. You're there because you care, And we know you're there because the kids mean something to you. And for us, that's important because we need to rely on the information. I sleep so well because I know that there is so much at stake with every hearing I hear. I mean, every single hearing. One of my favorite sayings is that if a child's unfortunate enough to get caught up in our system, we owe them something. What we owe them is our very, very best. And I get that consistently from Casa, and I'm grateful for it, because my decision's only as good as the information I get. And oftentimes I get guardians who haven't been out to see the child, they haven't done the homework necessary to give me the best interest of the child, and I'm flying by the seat of my pants doing the best that I can. I don't have to worry about that with you folks, because the CASAs come in, you're prepared, the information is there, and I can make a difference for a child. I mean, sometimes it's just the small things that you notice. I've had kids who've been in my courtroom, and they show up, and I haven't met them before, but within 3 minutes, I realize that the kid's squinting while he's looking at me. He needs glasses. But he's been in my care as a ward for years, but no one's ever told me that. Children's Services didn't bring that up. The guardian at Litem didn't bring it up. I had to catch it myself. Those things don't go unnoticed by you folks, and we're grateful for that. Because like I said, our decisions are only as good as the information we get. So it means so much to us to have people who care as much as you do come out and be a part of the court system. I told a woman today that our court system would break under its own weight without people like her. She adopted 2 kids, came in today to get a 3rd. And you people are the same way. Well, I had to get off the bench because I was cutting onions and I had to sneak away because I have a reputation for being tough, so I had to slide out real quick. But it was great, you know, and we do appreciate that, and it is people like you who make that difference for us, and more importantly for our kids, because they are caught in such a horrible situation so many times, and the one thing they need is consistency. And the Children's Services workers, bless their hearts, that's a tough job, but they turn over a lot, and they move a lot. And the child sees one person who dropped them off at the house, another person who comes a couple weeks later to see how they're doing, and then, oh, so-and-so left, I'm your new caseworker, and you're absolutely correct. Consistency is so good. You're gonna be the one person, I guarantee you, month in, month out is exactly the same for them, and they're gonna love you for it as we do. So I wanna thank all of you for this, and I want you to all strongly consider, tell your friends, because like I said, it's going to be the hardest job you love, but you're going to love it, because you also are going to make that difference in a child's life, and there is no reward greater. I've been doing it for 23 years. Other opportunities have come, but I haven't wanted to go, because I like being in the courtroom, I like what I do, and I like making a difference. I think all of you are going to enjoy that as well. Cases are going to be tough. We look forward to your input. The dirty little secret is 99% of the time we do what the guardian tells us to do because we know you've put in the work and the effort. So we trust your judgment, we really do. So we value that. You've got good attorneys, you're in good hands. So you have nothing to fear. Like I said, you are so much more well-trained than the guardian at Litems that come in from the private appointed list. I mean, I put together a training for them. I put together a training for them to write reports. I did all that because I wanted to increase their level of advocacy for our children. You'll notice I've never done any trainings for any of the guardians in Casa because you don't need me. You guys are already taught at the highest level. You perform at the highest level week in, week out, day in, day out. So I train attorneys. I actually teach judges as well. But I've never taught Casa because you guys are already really good. So congratulations on making a great choice. Thank you for joining us.
We're going to get ready to do our swearing in for all of our volunteers. So as we call your names, you will come up and receive your certificate and take a picture with Magistrate Hudson. Allison Blakely. Let me say right up here. Michelle Burr.
Congratulations, thank you.
Pearl Carter.
Congratulations, thank you.
Susan Christoph.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Nancy Cody.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Edith Cooper. She's not here tonight.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Greg Denby.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Shelley Dennison. Brandy Dennis. I don't see her. She's not here tonight either. Shane Dumfrey.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Kelly Ehrman.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Rebecca Green. Samantha Gerlinger.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Sinitra Harris.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Lacey Hatton.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Jennifer Hatanuko. Sorry.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Ruby Hunter.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Brenda Jackus.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Alicia Jones.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Josephine Klepek.
Congratulations.
Mary Least.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Darcy Natler.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Jasmine Roberts.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Judy Ross.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Christina Santiago.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Victoria Shaker.
Congratulations.
Catherine Sweat.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Janice Thompson. Davion Torrance.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Candace Walczewski.
Congratulations. And thank you.
Kathy Welt.
Congratulations.
And Maggie Wilson.
Congratulations. Thank you. Everybody thanked me again. Thank you. All right, if I could ask you all to raise your right hand, please. And if you could repeat after me. Please state your name. Do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Ohio, and that I will faithfully, in all respects, discharge the duties of the office of the Court-Appointed Special Advocate according to the best of my ability and understanding. Welcome. Thank you.
Congratulations, Spring 2017. We will have light refreshments afterwards, but we'll be taking pictures. And thank you guys for coming out to celebrate for our 2017 swearing in.